Well, it was not how the Heath Hawks, when they come out of their bye week this past Friday night, they fall to John Tyler 48-0. They are now 2-2 in district play. Hey everybody, Chris Kirsch here for the Rockwall Sports Center Heath Hawk update, joined by my partner in crime, Steve Deere. And Steve, this is 2 weeks in a row now where let's just not talk about the game. What happened on Friday night with the Heath Hawks?
I think maybe they got their bye week mixed up, and I mean, that's the only explanation. I don't know. Certainly wasn't, as you said, the way that they wanted to come out of the bye week. They just, I guess let's just give credit to a really good John Tyler team. They were really just outstanding the other night. They both offense, defense, everything. They were really good, and you got to give them credit for it. So when you say what happened the other night, I mean, that's the only thing I could say. John Tyler was just really good, and well, just for lack of a better word, Heath wasn't.
And we talked about this offense being very, very outstanding, and the defense obviously very good as well. Do you think John Tyler really used their bye week as an advantage to kind of take 2 weeks on the schedule and take a look at Heath and really find out the weaknesses that Heath had?
Yeah, no doubt about it. They really made use of the bye week. One thing I was thinking about after the game is, man, that was a coached-up team that knew exactly what this offense was going to do. I even talked to Coach Moss about it a little bit this weekend, and I told him, these guys looked like every single time the ball was snapped, they knew exactly what you were going to do. They had two players standing wherever you were going, ready for them. If it was going to be the counter with Jordan Kemp, they knew exactly what was coming. If it was going to be that little pirouette that Buckholt does, they knew that it was coming. Everything that they tried to do, Tyler knew that it was coming, and they had multiple players standing there waiting for him. So yeah, it was a very well coached up team. Obviously they did the homework on the offense, and they were ready for it.
Absolutely no first downs for the Heath Hawks in the first half. That's something we have not seen at all this year. So definitely give credit where credit is due to John Tyler for really putting it on Heath. But of course, we're allowed to turn the page. We're allowed to look forward. But of course, we hope from Mickey Moss and his team's 48-0 loss this past Friday night.
You know, just couldn't get offensively, couldn't get it going, couldn't get the consistency of establishing any kind of drive. Just one error here, there, they add up, but it just seemed like on about every other play, something that would affect the play, and never had a game quite like that.
Well, the good thing about football, Steve, is you're allowed to look ahead. And of course, this week coming up next, it's the Mesquite Skeeters from Mesquite. So let's look ahead. Mesquite's 1-3 in district. It's a game that Heath should have won, but of course, as we've talked about all year long, this district is not a gimme. Mesquite comes off a great win against Tyler Lee past Friday night. So let's talk about Mesquite and what they bring to the table.
Well, you know, you're right. Every team in the district, we've talked about it all year, is capable of beating any other team in the district. It's the toughest district in the state. How many times have we said that? And Heath keeps running into the same scenario. When we ran into North Mesquite, they got their starting quarterback back, and he made a big difference. Well, Mesquite just got their starting quarterback back. He makes a big difference. So they're going to be up against Mesquite when Mesquite is at their full strength. And Mesquite also has one of the top running backs in the area in Fisher. He's got 1,100 yards and double-digit touchdowns. So they're going to be up against a really good team. They're going to have to be at their best. They're going to have to straighten out whatever kinks there are in this offense really quick. And here's the good news, though. Hawks are 2-2. They're tied for, I think it's second in district right now at 2-2. They've still got everything in front of them. They win Friday night. They're right back in the thick of things as far as playoff goes. Then they just need to probably win one of the last two against Longview or Mesquite Horn, and they're in the playoffs. So the four-game winning streak that they had, the fact that they knocked off Lee and Rockwall to begin district play, that still has merit now. That still carries weight now. And so, yeah, they've laid a couple of eggs the last couple of weeks, but they have an opportunity, if they can right the ship this week, to be right back in the thick of things, and that's what I expect them to do.
I know we had talked about earlier in the season after the Rockwall victory, we're a little worried that might be a little bit of a hangover after beating Rockwall, such an emotional ball game. And now we kind of see why you want to have that game early in the year and get that game over with, so you can weather the storm and ride out a couple losses if you have to take some losses. But definitely this week is a must. I mean, I feel like last week for Rockwall was a must-win. This week for Heath is almost a must-win to keep their playoff hopes alive. And obviously it's not over by any stretch of imagination if they do lose, but it's definitely a win you want to have in that back pocket for the final 2 weeks of the season.
Well, yeah, if they don't win this week, then what happens is that puts the pressure on them. They have to run the table for the rest of the year. They've got a big game against Longview looming next week. Longview is the only undefeated team in district so far. They've got their own tough game this week. We hope they've got a little bit of a hangover next week. They've got John Tyler Friday night, so maybe they'll the Hawks will see the benefit of that. But yeah, if they for some reason they don't pull off the victory this week, then that really puts the pressure on them. They're going to have to run the table to have any shot at all at the playoffs. So the obvious math, doing the math real quick, let's just say, Heath, let's go out and get a victory Friday night.
Absolutely, and of course, if Longview does win, they're going to be coming in here undefeated. So how cool would that be for Heath to get on a little bit of a winning streak starting this week, and then next week, like we mentioned, anything can happen in this district. Right. So anybody can beat anybody any given night. So it should be a great matchup this Friday and next Friday, and of course, closing it all out against Mesquite Horn in 3 weeks. So exciting times for Rockwall Heath. They are not out of it by any imagination. It is still a long way to go, even though 3 weeks is pretty quick. It's going to be a fun final 3 weeks. So any final thoughts on this Friday night? Obviously, we want to get a lot of fan support out there. It's at home. We're going to finally have fall weather. We think, hopefully, it seems like summer's holding on for dear life, but hopefully it's going to be a great atmosphere for the Heath Hawks, and they can get their first victory since that huge Rockwall victory.
I think you said it. We're all in this together. The team needs to fight back this Friday night to get the victory, and they need the crowd out there to support them, to help them to get that victory. So let's take advantage of a home field. Let's get out there. Let's support the guys. Let's all pull together and get this ship righted and get started down the right path towards the playoffs.
Absolutely. If you can't make it out to the game, it's www.rockwallisd.com to join Steve and his crew. It's going to be exciting times. 7:30 against the Mesquite Skeeters. We'll see you this Friday night. And don't forget to go Heath Hawks. We'll see you Friday. Have a great one, everybody.